How's everybody doing today? I got a little video for you. Actually, my brother-in-law's seat on his Can-Am Outlander ripped a hole in it, and he threw some tape on here, some blue tape, and and then I figured I could probably try to reupholster it, put a new seat cover on it. So that's probably what we're going to do today. Basically all I'm going to use is a little staple puller, maybe a little pry tool, a pair of needle nose pliers. Basically what you're going to try to do is get underneath. You got to pull all these staples out. This is going to be probably the longest part of doing this. It's probably pulling all these small staples out of here because there's a bunch of them. They go all the way around, and I don't know if I'm going to have to. I don't know if you can see that, the latch right here. I don't know if I'm going to have to take that out and then to get underneath it, but it doesn't look like I might have to. So hopefully we can get lucky on that part, and I won't have to take all that out, but I have to pull all these little staples out, and there's a ton of them. I probably won't be putting that many staples back in it, that's for sure. I don't know if they do this at the factory or what, man. I mean, I would assume so because it's a factory seat. But I didn't think there was that many staples in. Some of the staples too, if they break off, you're gonna have to pull out the ends of them too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around, pull all these staples out, and then I'll get back with you guys. Alright, I got that cover all taken off, and it was a pain. There were so many staples in there. Some of them were rusted, some of them not. Obviously the rusted ones are the ones that broke off, but you can see where the little tear was at. It looks like there was some duct tape on there at one time. So when I took it off, there's the spot right there, but it's not. There's no chunk missing or anything, so actually that'll work out even better. So you won't have to replace that little piece. Some of the rusted ones broke off, and you'll probably have to go back through and kind of pull those back out, or with a hammer tap them in, or break them off, or whatever you got to do to make that surface smooth, I guess. Make sure there's no staples in it, and the foam does come off. So, and then I think what I'm going to do with this with the actual plastic is probably just clean it up, because obviously when it's clean, it makes the it'll be a little bit better for it for the cover to go on. And all I did was off of eBay, I ordered, it's for an Outlander. The name of the company is Quad Logic, and it's just it's like an all-weather seat cover. Nothing fancy. Might just have to maybe heat it up, maybe put it outside or something, heat it up, or I got a little heat gun, maybe I'll just throw a little heat to it. As it is right now, it seems like it stretches pretty good, so you know, we'll have to see how that goes. But when you heat it up, it makes it a little bit more softer. That way you can really stretch it around and form it. But what I'm going to do now is clean up this plastic. I'm going to go back through and clean up where the staples were at, and then once I get to that step, I'll get back with you guys. Alright guys, all I did was take just a heat gun, heated it up a little bit, and then we're just going to put a couple staples back here maybe, and then see if we can start forming this. All I got is this Ryobi cordless stapler. I know it does pretty decent for a cordless stapler. I know other guys like the pneumatic ones, but unfortunately I don't have an air compressor, so which I probably should get one. You would think I'd have one. I have one, but it's a big one, but it's out in my garage, so. And I'm just down in my basement on a ping pong table doing this. Basically, I'm just going to try to center it up, and then put a couple staples in it, and then we're going to start forming it. I don't know if there's a couple little dimples in there. I don't know if that's from like shipping or what. It probably is. Hopefully that'll come out once we start forming it. This is for a Outlander. It's a G2, so I'm assuming that all the seats are the same. Anywhere from 450 all the way up to 1,000, from like 2000, I think it was like 16 to 22 or something. It's for a G2 seat, so hopefully it's that's what this is. Hopefully it works. And all I did was I cleaned up the seat pan, put the foam back on, kind of smoothed out pulled out some more staples, smoothed it out a little bit. So what I'm going to try to do right now is I think you guys can see that in the shot. What I'm going to try to do is just line it up, kind of the center, make sure the center looks okay, and then I'm going to put just a couple staples in it just to pin it and see how it looks, because some of these lines don't match. I think the way the seat contours, the normal seat just has it's just flat. The cover's flat. There's no stitching or anything in it, so this might not match up to the exact foam that you have, but we're going to try to do the best we can. So I don't know if I can pin a couple staples down here. I don't think I have to take that latch off, but because there's no screws in it, I think it's just held in with a pin back there. I'm thinking I could probably get a staple on either side of it. Let's see if I can do this here. Because according to where they had it, I'm going to try to almost pin it the same spot. See if I can get a staple there without putting a staple in my finger, right? That's one thing we want to watch out. I'm sure that would hurt. Alright, that seemed like it didn't really take, so let me pull that one back out. Might have to try to do it more on an angle, I think. Let me see here. Maybe I could do it this way. I don't know. It's kind of awkward with this stapler, I guess, now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, this ain't gonna take. Alright, hang on, let me pause this up, and then I'll get back with you guys real quick. Alright, that was a little more difficult than what I thought. All I did was, actually I wound up just coming up here to the front, as you guys can see here, and here I just wrote one or two, two staples, one on each side, just to pin the front. And then what I did was I wound up pinning the back here, right underneath there, and then I think I'm going to just start forming it around it. It's a little tighter than what I thought. I thought it would just kind of lay down, but I think, this is the first time I ever did a seat cover, and I'm thinking how hard could it be, but It definitely seems like there's an art to putting on seat covers, and people who do upholster seats and stuff. It definitely is an art, because you have to pull, form, make sure everything looks good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just start pulling and forming, and we'll see where we're at with that. So I think once we got this all pinned, I can start throwing some more staples in there. And if I have to take a staple or two out to form it a little better, I guess I will. You know, like this, I can wrap this around. Once this gets wrapped around the seat there, I'll have excess underneath, and that'll pull all this tight to the foam. That's what we want, basically. You don't want it pulled tight and then have a gap in there, you know what I mean? That would be no bueno. So I think what I can probably almost do here is probably put a staple like right here, I bet, on this corner. Once you pull it really tight, you know, that actually seems pretty decent, not bad. And then once I get back here, I think I could keep pulling and stretching this material right around. And I think, see where these this stitching is? I think, you know, on both sides I got it almost right at the bottom of that, roll right there, where the pan, the radius there rolls underneath. And then I think we can just keep pulling excess around. And unfortunately, like I said, those pneumatic staplers, now I know why a lot of guys use them, because they're really small, and you can get into a corner. This one I picked up at Home Depot, Ryobi, seems to, I mean, it shoots the staples in decent, but for something like this, you probably want a small stapler where you can get in, you know, these corners and stuff, because it's kind of hard to swing that around. But I'm gonna have to make do with what I got, because trying to do that with a hand stapler is probably a pain in the butt. So I'm gonna see if I can wrap this around, and then I'm gonna see if I can throw a staple in there, because then once I could keep pulling on this up in here, and it'll start to pull all that tight right down onto the foam. So let's try that. Let's see if I can rip on this as tight as I can get it, and then we'll try to rip it right around it. And then another thing, I guess, is going to be trying to hold this thing while you staple it without putting a staple in your finger. Almost need another set of hands to do that. Well, let's see if I can hold it like right there. Actually, I want that corner. There we go. Perfect. Wow. And then once I start going around, yeah, see, that's pretty tight right there. I could probably start now. I could probably pull on this end and pull that side over really tight. And actually, it looks like this matched up, or it's getting close to where I need to be at once I pull it around and over this. Let me see what happened here. Doesn't want a staple now. All right, let's try this again. first one I had was really good, and then the stapler didn't want to staple. So I guess there's another advantage to a pneumatic stapler, right? Let's see if I can staple that without hitting my finger. Got it. It's in there a little bit, but enough to pull that tight, and then I think I can rework. Yeah, I guess it doesn't look too bad. I don't know if you guys can see that on camera. Let me see if I can raise you guys up a little bit. I don't know if you can see that or not. But right here, where these meet, you almost want that stitching right here. You almost, obviously you want that as center of the bike as you can get it, right on the seat, and that don't look too bad, because once I start pulling on this side, I could pull this over as well, and then I'll pull this down, and that'll look pretty decent. And then I'll start pulling on the back, I guess. We'll start pulling all this down and around. Actually tighten up pretty good once I pulled them sides like that and then pinned it in the front. Then once I get to where I want to go, then I guess I could just start stapling all the other excess in there. You know, just smooth it out a little bit like that, and then pull it. I think I'm going to pull a little bit more on this side here. It's pretty close, but I think if we pull down a little bit more, it'll look even better. Ticket right there, baby. That is the ticket. Man, it'd be way easier if I had another set of hands. I would call my wife down here to help me with this staple gun, but I think she'd probably try to shoot me with the stapler. Have to pull and then try to hold this whole thing. Let's see if I can grab and rip them right here. I don't know why this stapler does that. Okay, so I guess if any of you guys buy a stapler, don't buy this Ryobi one, that's for sure. Or you really got to make sure that that's depressed there. This right here, you really got to make sure that, I guess that's depressed in there, right? Because there's your safety. Let me try another row of staples to see if that'll work. And actually, I'm just using the 3/8 crown staples. They're by 10 millimeters long. I could probably want just a hair shorter, but I guess you'd really want it to bite into this plastic, right? You want the heavy duty ones. Like I said, I got them at Home Depot. Or they're 10 millimeters this way, but I think it's 3/8 in length, maybe. Yeah, there you go. And I think also too, you probably would want to use, I think these are just regular steel staples. You'd probably want some stainless steel, because when I took most of these out, dude, they were so rusted, it was crazy. And I figured, you know, if you guys are you know, pretty much we got a lot of these quads in water and stuff like that. You'd probably want a good stainless steel staple so it doesn't rust. But all right, let's try this one more time. Let's try this one more time. So if I did that there. There we go. That went in a little bit, and probably enough to hold it. That way I can check. Yeah, that looks really good there. I got both these lines pretty much almost center of the seat, so when you sit on it, you know, it'll look decent. Maybe I could pin in a few more spots, and then we can go from there. I could keep stretching this right around. Hopefully don't have to cut a whole lot of excess off, you know. Yeah, okay, that'll work. That'll work. That's pulling right around the foam really good, and then I'll pull this front up here like that. I'll get it really tight. Not bad. Not bad, fellas. Not bad for the first time to trying to do a seat myself, I guess. You know, I know he had a hole in it for the longest time. His boot got hooked on it or something when he was getting off, and he wound up snagging it and putting that little tear in there. So he had it duct taped for the longest time, and I'm like, you know what? I could probably just reupholster it. You know, I like to try to figure things out myself if I can do it, you know, now that YouTube is available. That's not bad right there. And then we want to try to knock all that, get that stitching formed right around there. You know, see, like here, I'll try to see if I can pull, if we pull on this back side, that'll pull that right down and around it. Looks pretty decent there. That looks good there. Alright, what I'm going to do now is, I think I got her pinned up pretty decent, so what I'm going to do now is just keep rolling and forming, and then we're going to go from there. I'll catch up with you guys in a minute once I get all that set and give you guys a view of what it looks like. Hey guys. Alright, I got it pretty much all completed. What I did was wound up after forming it, wound up getting all the staples in, wound up actually not using the Ryobi stapler, wound up getting this this type of stapler, and it actually worked out fairly well. It actually helped me on these Can-Am Outlanders. It was real tight getting in there with that Ryobi stapler. So this one here, it's narrow enough, it got right in there, and actually is like a little 22 gauge staple. It worked perfect actually. Seat come out really good. First time I ever done it, so I thought it come out really nice. Hopefully, I'm sure my brother-in-law will be happy with it. And these are all basically the tools that I use, with just stapler, little pry tool to pull the old staples out, pair of needle nose pliers. I can put a link down in the description for the stapler and the staples that I used. Just got them off Amazon. I think this little stapler was like 31 bucks or something. And the cover's from Quad Logic. The cover was like, I think 50 bucks, something like that. So came out really nice. I'm impressed with it. So if you guys would, if you guys got it, comments, drop them down below. Like it, subscribe, and stay tuned for my next video, which I'm probably going to be doing is a Dalton clutch kit and a Hunter Works belt. So a new belt, and then this is the Dalton, just a clutch kit for an 800. That's what I have. And then Hunter Works belt. He guarantees it's the best on the planet. So I'm going to give it a try and see how it does. So stay tuned for that video. That'll probably be the next one I upload after this one. So until then, I'll talk to you guys later.